Throughout, he was the first person to call me when my dad got sick.
Wow.
When I had postpartum, he sent me flowers and, all of these things, even though we sort of hadn't had our regular dinners that we used to have on a more regular basis. But he was consistent to the end. And when it came time to his memorial, I had been really out of the public eye with him for a decade at least. And it was his mom who called me and said, "I want you to speak."
Now, if there's one person Michael Jackson confided in about everything that was going on in his life, it was Brooke Shields. Not just about his childhood and not just about the fame, but the dark, evil, devilish side of the industry. From how he was fighting tooth and nail to own his music catalogs, how he had taken back control in ways the music business didn't like, and how behind closed doors he feared for his life.
Okay, for now, focus here for a minute. Don't worry, their drama will keep going on. Think a little about yourself too. An Indonesian scientist has uncovered a shocking truth about belly fat, and it has nothing to do with diet or exercise. 95% of people who tried this strange bedtime ritual lost 25 pounds or more. Some even dropped over 50, all while sleeping. No gym, no starving, just one simple step before bed. It sounds crazy, but it's backed by science. Tap the link in the description and see for yourself.
And it's been, the record companies really, really do conspire against their artists. They steal, they cheat, they do whatever they can, especially the black artists. Sony Tommy Mottola. Tommy Mottola is the president of the record division. He is a mean, he's a racist, and he's very, very, very devilish.
And here's where Diddy comes in. So for years now, artists who came up under Diddy have been speaking up and talking about how they never saw the money they were promised, how their careers got stalled, and how the contracts weren't built for their benefit. And with all the recent headlines surrounding Diddy, people are really starting to take a closer look at what someone like Michael Jackson said when he was still alive. I mean, given Diddy's very close connection to the elites who oppressed artists, he was also aware of their inner dealings. Did Michael Jackson find out anything about him? And did he tell Brooke about what he may have found out? Child, that's what the streets are saying. So how about we just get right into it? First of all, before anything else, I know some of y'all may say that they don't trust Michael Jackson given the very Diddy-like allegations involving kids that were made about him, and the fact that he was mentioned in Epstein's list. MJ was mentioned during the testimony of witness Joanna Sjoberg, who alleged that she was touched inappropriately by British royal Prince Andrew. Then when Joanna was asked if she met anyone famous at Epstein's personal residence in Palm Beach, she said that she had met Michael Jackson. To be clear, investigations were done and Michael was never found to be guilty of anything. And who knows, maybe everything he was being accused of was part of the plan to destroy him. But if those allegations against Mike were true, then we can say that he really knew a lot about Diddy, right? Anywho, back to Brooke Shields. See, the thing is, Brooke met Mike when she was 13, and the two became fast friends, especially since they connected over the fact that they were both child stars, shouldering an enormous amount of responsibility. Brooke even said that they had a bond, and even though both of them needed to be adults very early, when they were together, they were like two little kids having fun.
I think because we both grew up in the same business and we had similar upbringings in the sense that we were, we had to begin in this business at a very young age. We learned a sense of, we had defense mechanisms that we'd built up. We realized that we didn't really have to be wary of one another, and that enabled us to build a friendship on a very different level.
But while Brooke said that they were just friends, Mike said quite a few times that they were together romantically. Like y'all remember in 1993, Oprah Winfrey interviewed Michael Jackson at his Neverland Ranch in what became the most watched interview in television history. He also said in this interview that he was dating Brooke. Well, that interview was supposed to address the rumors that existed since the mid-1980s, like how people had speculated that MJ wanted to become white, that he wanted to become a woman, that he had bought Elephant Man's Shields remained that he slept in an oxygen chamber, that he suffered from an ED, that his best friend was a monkey, that the monkey was telepathic, that Michael was on the DL, and that he was a virgin, among other things. You know, the interview was supposed to improve MJ's public image, as he denied the tabloid rumors and opened up about his personal life. But rather than improving MJ's image, it became something else when Oprah started asking MJ some very, very intrusive questions and also challenged his answers. First of all, Oprah questioned MJ about his changing appearance and asked him if he had undergone cosmetic surgery, to which MJ admitted to having a nose job, but made it clear that he had not altered his face in any other way and actually revealed that he had vitiligo. But Oprah seemed skeptical of his explanation and continued pressing him for more details, and she interrupted him as if she didn't want him to explain why the color of his skin was different. Then out of nowhere, Oprah implied that he was lying or hiding something and tried to make him feel really uncomfortable. And as if that wasn't enough, Oprah proceeded to ask MJ about his friendships with children and why he liked to spend time with them. Then Oprah questioned MJ about his romantic life and if he was a virgin. To that, MJ said that he was dating actress Brooke Shields, but refused to answer the question about his virginity and said that it was a personal matter and that he was old-fashioned.
Do you go out? Do you date?
Yes.
Who do you date?
Well, right now it's Brooke Shields. Well, we try not to just be everywhere and go it's mostly at home. She'll come over, I'll go to her house, because I don't like going out in the public.
Have you ever been in love?
Yeah.
With Brooke Shields?
Yes, and another girl.
And another girl?
Well, as far as Brooke was concerned, the obsession and the romance was one-sided, and she even described times that they would make plans to go out for dinner and the paparazzi would already be waiting, implying that Michael Jackson would tip them off so that they could be photographed together. Apparently, right after that Oprah interview, Brooke called Michael to scold him for saying that they were dating, and that to the best of her knowledge, they were just friends. In fact, in an interview with the Sunday Times magazine, she said, "I called him up and I think I said, this is kind of pathetic that you need to do this. I'm having a shot at normal life. You cannot drag me into crazy town." In the interview with the Sunday Times magazine, Brooke was also asked if they ever kissed, and she replied, "No, there was one moment when we were in the car and the cameras were there and he grabbed me to kiss me and I said, 'No, stop, we are just friends and you need me as a friend.' I remember the early days when other actresses were after him and he was kind of cute before the shift, but it never even crossed my mind." Child, even though she insisted that they never dated, one thing Brooke told Oprah back in the day is that they both certainly crushed on each other.
Did you have a crush on him, or did he have a crush on you?
I think we both had a crush and still do have a crush on each other. I mean, I think part of having a crush on someone is admiring them. Almost, I mean, we have a lot of fun together. And I mean, it's almost unfortunate because we know each other so well. But, I mean, he amazes me every time I sit down and talk to him about something real important.
Does he feel more like a brother to you, though, than, say, a boyfriend, though?
And then when Oprah tried to get more from her, she just then beat around the bush and avoided being specific about anything. She said that their love was on a different level and that she felt closer to Michael than she did with some of her boyfriends. Then she said that whenever she tried to explain the love to people, it got misinterpreted.
Okay.
And he gave me the most incredibly beautiful ring that you can ever imagine. And of course, then people built that out of proportion and they said we were engaged, and it wasn't about that. It was a friendship ring that when he gave it to me, it was the most adorable thing. We hadn't really ever exchanged gifts before.
Anyway, regardless of what their romantic relationship may have been, Michael and Brooke were still very close, and he reportedly told Brooke Shields that his life was in danger because of how much he was fighting for his musical rights. Apparently, he talked to Brooke a lot about how once anyone starts owning too much, especially as a Black artist, the industry no longer sees them as just a performer. They become a threat, and MJ believed he was being targeted. And when you look at how he was portrayed, isolated, and eventually how he died under questionable medical management, it honestly makes you wonder. It's giving how Diddy behaved with his artists. Okay, Diddy isn't the first powerful music mogul to be accused of silencing or oppressing his artists. And when you zoom out, you start to see a pattern. Think about Prince. Think about Michael Jackson. But we also know that Diddy and Warner Group signed a joint venture deal that gave the record company a 50% stake in Diddy's Bad Boy Records label. Under the deal, Warner would market and handle digital and physical distribution of Bad Boy's catalog releases worldwide. And the label's roster of current and former artists included Mace, Mario Winans, Notorious B.I.G., and P. Diddy himself. In fact, while speaking about the deal, Diddy even said, "There have been a lot of boutique record labels that come and go, and we're still here. This has ensured assured for the next couple of years that we have the right financial backing, the right financial structure, the right partners to remain a force in the music industry. So Diddy, he was very much in bed with these people. And based on what I've heard, Michael Jackson had a problem with this and even told Brooke about it. The only unfortunate thing is that because Michael Jackson was too vocal about the kind of freedom he wanted, he had to go. And we've even had family members say that they believe that this is the reason why he was seemingly unalived. I mean, someone like Mike's sister LaToya said there was definitely something fishy about her brother's death and that Conrad Murray was just the fall guy. And she also said that Michael told her that he felt that his life was in danger because they wanted his catalogs.
I am an innocent man. I therefore plead not guilty.
Thank you.
I truly feel that Conrad Murray is simply the fall guy. This was definitely something that was premeditated, that they had planned to do, and they planned to take my brother out, and my brother knew it, and that's why he told me repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly that this was going to happen to him. He explained it to me. He explained it's because of my catalog, which is my publishing, and they're after it, and they want it, and they want their hands on it, and they want to take it away from me. So Michael developed this love-hate relationship.
Well, allegedly, in the spirit of calling everyone out who in one way or another may have been involved in the death of Michael Jackson, Brooke has allegedly been speaking. And she has allegedly been saying that Mike was never a fan of Diddy. But like I said, there are people who are also saying that maybe Michael Jackson was like Diddy. But you know what? I would love to know your take on this. Personally, I don't know what to think of it. But you let me know your thoughts in the comments section below.